How does the famous Mr. Bean live now? He was nicknamed a weirdo and called all sorts of names just because of the way he spoke. But that became the very reason for his fame and an impressive net worth of $150 million. Born on 6 January 1955 in Consett, United Kingdom, Rowan Atkinson happens to be the youngest son of Eric Atkinson, a farmer, as well as a company director, LMA. Born in a small, middle-class family of 6, Rowan had lived with his parents and 3 elder brothers. Soon after his birth, he and his family shifted base from Consett to Anglican. Rowan pursued his education at Durham Choristers' School at an introductory level. Following that, he enrolled at St. Bees School to pursue higher education. Being reasonably intelligent in science, Rowan managed to secure a place at Newcastle University. He then enlisted himself for an undergraduate course in electrical engineering. Later, he even decided to opt for a master's degree, and luckily, his fortune favored him, and he got admission to the Queen's College, Oxford. However, the path to college was not an easy one for Rowan, as he had a speaking disability right from his childhood. This disability gave him a tough time in his youth as well as at the start of his career, and because of his stuttering, he suffered significantly. He was constantly troubled and teased because of his appearance and speaking disability, which made him extremely timid and withdrawn. Atkinson didn't even have many friends, and all the rejections he received left him lonely. Regardless, Rowan was much more inclined towards science, which is why he decided to pursue a career in this very field. One of his teachers commented that there was nothing outstanding about him and there were no expectations of him becoming a fantastic scientist. Somehow, he proved everyone wrong when he had got placed at Oxford University, and during his days there, he began realizing his passion for acting. He was eager to try this out, but the biggest hurdle that stood his way was his stuttering. This is why he put acting aside and continued his master's in electrical engineering. After he completed his master's degree, he realized acting was something he truly wanted to pursue. He ultimately got himself enrolled in a comedy group, but once again, his stammering stood in the way. Rowan found it extremely difficult to get past this significant barrier. He faced multiple hardships, but he never stopped believing in himself despite it all. Rowan had even auditioned for several TV shows but faced back-to-back rejections. The reason behind these constant rejections was that he didn't have a good face and grand body, along with his stammering problem. Rowan Atkinson somehow managed to keep his passion alive and worked hard toward reaching his dreams, as he only aimed to make people laugh. With persistent efforts over the years, he has since successfully established an empire for himself. After several rejections, Atkinson had started creating original comedy sketches. Interestingly, he came to realize that he spoke rather fluently whenever he played a character. That's when he began using it as an inspiration for his acting, and it is exactly where Rowan's life changed. He began his acting career by first appearing in a series of comedy shows called The Atkinson People back in 1978. He had earned widespread local success through his sitcom and even went on to earn a role in the infamous medieval sitcom, The Black Hatter, which had been aired back in 1983. Once again, he co-wrote this show with Richard Curtis. In 1990, he was finally cast as the wretched buffoon Mr. Bean in the unforgettable show titled, Mr. Bean. Little did Atkinson know that this was the series that would end up completely changing his life and would also cement his position as one of the most legendary British actor-comedians of all time. Around the very same time, he was also cast in the movie adaptation of Roald Dahl's classic, The Witches. In 1994, Atkinson gained further recognition with 4 Weddings and a Funeral and for his famous voice-over as Zazu in Disney's The Lion King. A number of sequels of Mr. Bean were made, which appeared on television right until 1995. 2 years later, He was even cast in the film adaptation of the popular television series, which was titled Bean. During this time, Atkinson was even cast as in The Thin Blue Line as Inspector Raymond Fowler. From 2001 to 2003, he also appeared as a supporting actor in multiple films including Rat Race, Johnny English, Scooby-Doo and even Love Actually. His role as Mr. Bean in the Mr. Bean series, which began back in 1995, is considered one of his magnum opus. As a personality who barely spoke on television, he enthralled various audiences with his one-of-a-kind physical humor and his relations with various people as well as situations. During its extremely successful 5-year run on television, Atkinson went on to become a national celebrity for his role, and this series became so incredibly popular that it spawned 2 film adaptations. Atkinson was honored with the title of Commander of the Order of the British Empire back in 2013. Apart from his acting career, Atkinson is also an avid car lover and a racer. He has even written for a number of car magazines and has also appeared on the incredibly popular television shows Top Gear and Full Throttle. Rowan was never tired of believing in his dreams, and he kept moving forward despite the ups and downs in his career.